Welcome to the Divorce Comeback Podcast, where men rebuild stronger. Now, this isn't therapy, it's training for your second act. Here we talk mindset, muscle, mission, everything it takes to rise from rock bottom and become unstoppable. Because divorce didn't end your story, it lit the fuse for your comeback. I'm your host, Jeremiah, from the Divorce Comeback Clinic. So, let's get dangerous. They said you were finished. They said you lost everything. But what they don't understand is sometimes you have to lose something in your life that was killing you to find the man that you were meant to be. Divorce isn't destruction, it's exposure. It shows you what was fake, weak, or just built on sand. And once the illusion is gone, you can actually see the truth. You're still here, you're still breathing, you're still dangerous. Because a man who walked through the fire doesn't fear the heat anymore. A man who lost everything can move with nothing holding him back. So stop seeing this as an ending. See it for what it really is, a reset. The world just met the real you, focused, disciplined, and most importantly, unshakable. Divorce didn't break you, it forged you. Welcome to your comeback. Divorce didn't break you, it made you dangerous. This is a motivational reset for men who refuse to stay broken. So for all those men out there who have gone through divorce or going through divorce and do not quite see the break in the clouds, so to speak, the sun in the horizon, this will be a good video just to get you to reframe your situation so you can see really the silver lining that is in front of you. So let's get started. The shock and the silence. Now, whoever's watching this, my assumption is that you have either been through divorce or you are currently in divorce, or maybe you're even thinking about divorce. But for most men, about 70 to 80% of men, we do not initiate divorce. Divorce usually is initiated by the woman, by the wife, and because of that, there is a shock, and then there's the silence. Meaning, there's the shock that all of a sudden, when things are going so-called your way, you are living your life. You are living your life. You were doing things for the benefit of your family. All of a sudden, here's divorce. Maybe there was problems, but bottom line, here's divorce. Now, you really don't understand the shock of it until you go through it. I've gone through it, so I'm speaking from personal remembrance, so to speak. But once you do go through it, it's a shock. All of a sudden you have everything. Now you have what it seems to be nothing. When there might have been busy movement in the house, now there is silence. Divorce doesn't destroy a man, because through that you will not be destroyed. You will be hurt, of course. You will be, you might even be whimpering a little bit, but you're not destroyed. But staying stuck will destroy you. Meaning, getting through the divorce is necessary, but getting out of the funk that the divorce puts you in is mandatory. You must get through that. You have to first acknowledge your pain, the disorientation that you go through. Of course, you're going to have feelings of betrayal, rejection, confusion, anger, but reframe that immediately. Meaning, what feels like destruction is actually not destruction. It's demolition. When you're able to clear the space, you can build a stronger foundation. The myth of a broken man. Society tells men divorce simply means you failed. You're a failure. You can be damaged goods now because you tried and you failed. Something's wrong with you. But these are all lies. They're lies that have been kind of designed to keep you down.
Because the reality is, you didn't fail. How many times did Edison fail at the light bulb? 10,000. 10,000 failures. But if he was to stop at 9,999, where would we be? Forget him. Where would we be if he just decided to give up? Because it's not failure. It's falling forward. Moving forward after failure. That's what's important. That's why when it comes to the so-called broken man, there is no broken man. There is somebody that has failed at something. Once, twice, 3 times, what have you. But there's also always another option. You don't break, as it says. You wake up. Divorce exposes what was weak to begin with. It reveals what was fake, what was neglected, what was built upon shaky ground. In your life and even in hers. But it will expose what needs to be exposed to make you a better man, a better person. Here's something we have to realize. You didn't lose her. I'm going to say it again. You didn't lose her. What you lost was actually the version of you that was living small, that was so-called playing it safe. It wasn't her that you lost. You lost the version of you that wasn't getting it done. Here's your opportunity. Take this opportunity to, as it says, divorce is the fire that forges you, makes you, recreates you, molds you. You're either going to melt, because you have that option, or you can become sharper steel. And some people say this is kind of like a rite of passage. The transformation every warrior must endure. You have to fail at certain things in life. You have to, if you ever expect to become better. And this is your opportunity to become better. Like it says, this is the reset button. This is the reset button. Your story didn't end. Just the chapter ended. When your GPS says recalculating, it doesn't stop. It doesn't mean, oh, you made a wrong turn somewhere. Now there's recalculating. You don't just give up and say, oh, I guess I can't make it to the ball game because I don't know how to get to the stadium. No, it recalculates and then it tells you, okay, here's what you do. It doesn't quit, it reroutes. It finds a better path forward. That's what we need to understand. Now you know turning left at this, or getting off at this exit is incorrect. Now you know. And as G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle. Now you know what not to do. Now you have some, as it says, clarity in the bigger picture, which is your life. You can finally see who you are, stripped of all the pretense, the expectation that you had, that she had, that maybe you guys had together. Even the compromises that you made that really weren't compromises. That was just you giving in. Because you kind of bought into the concept of, happy wife, happy life. Well, that's really not true. Of course you want a happy wife. Of course you do. But you also need a happy husband. If the husband is just simply happy because the wife is happy, well, that's going to lead to failure, to be quite honest. But now you are in the position of control. You choose your next mission. You don't have to, as they say, live by somebody else's script. You are now in control. You have the freedom to rebuild how you want, the way you want, without compromise. You can rebuild yourself without compromise. There's nobody you need to compromise with to rebuild yourself. You can design your life as you want it. Here's the beauty. You have a clean slate. You have a clean slate ahead of you. Nobody is telling you this is who you have to be. This is how you have to live. You have a clean slate. No one's reminding you, oh, remember what you did last time? And even if they are, you sidestep all of those people. Because you are rebuilding yourself to be a better you for you. Not for them, for you. You're dangerous. You're dangerous. But what do I mean by dangerous? Dangerous isn't violent. And this guy looks like he could be violent. I don't know, but dangerous isn't violent. It's capable. A dangerous man is a calm, clear, in control, capable man. He's done being soft, done being passive about life, being passive about relationships. He's done apologizing for wanting what he wants. Why? Because he is capable of achieving everything he desires. You've been through hell, and you know what you're made of. You went through it, or you're going through it right now. But you know what you are made of. And if you can capture that, so to speak, that I've gone through this and I'm still standing, then you become dangerous. So what do? What's the version of you you're trying to create? Well, first, you are physically rebuilt. I don't know who you are, I don't know what you do, but I will say this. For all men, get back in the gym. Get back on your routine. What made you strong to begin with. If you haven't been that gym goer, that's fine. That's fine. Find somebody who can help you to get back in the gym. Maybe you don't have to steer this ship. Find another captain, so to speak. But it's important to be physically fit, because when you are physically fit, when your health is optimized, when your hormones are balanced, and I will tell you right now, if you've been married for longer than 3 to 5 years, your hormones are imbalanced. That's just going to be fact. While you were married to your wife or ex-wife, your hormones tried to balance out with her hormones. That's just how relationships are, the whole one body thing. And because of that, now that you two are no longer together, your hormones, your testosterone lessened, your estrogen increased. Go figure. Her testosterone probably increased, her estrogen probably decreased a bit. But the idea behind it is, now you are in a position that you need to physically rebuild yourself. You are in the position where you need to emotionally center yourself. Having emotions all over the place, well, listen, we're going to have emotions. We're not emotionless creatures. But we have what they call emotional intelligence, meaning even though we know we feel these things, we don't initially act on these things. We don't need validation. We're not asking or begging for validation from people. We're not seeking someone else's approval. We have to gain our own self-assurance. We have to be truly grounded in our own self-assurance, realizing that I, whatever your name is, am enough. I may not be where I want to be, but I am enough to get to the place I want to be. We need to be able to be mentally sharp, meaning able to focus like a laser. What does that mean? That means discipline is going to be your best friend. You are going to be disciplined without negotiation, meaning you're not going to negotiate a layoff of your discipline with yourself. It's non-negotiable. You need to be able to be disciplined. You need to have a vision. See past who you are today to who you want to be in the future. And once you have that, you develop the mission. How am I going to get from who I am now to who I want to be? And then your discipline will carry you through that. You're living with purpose. You're living with purpose. I know before your purpose was your family, and that's great. I love families. Families need men, but they need men that are purposed. They need men who can follow the mission. They need men who are disciplined. So when you're building something that matters, you have to choose your legacy over your comfort. Legacy over comfort, which is very important. So, this is your roadmap to transformation. 3 non-negotiable pillars to turn your pain that you may be feeling now, that you've maybe felt in the past, turn that into power. This is the comeback plan. We are the Divorce Comeback Clinic. What we can help you with is getting started. That's pretty much it. Listen, you can come to us. We can help you check your health. You can check your hormones. We can do all that. We can help you, rebuild your body. Rather, we can refer to you to some of our associates, our personal trainers and such. They can help you rebuild your body, but you have to do it. You have to make the effort. But it starts off with, of course, rebuilding your body, meaning energy. Energy is your foundation. Everything starts with physical strength, vitality. So it's time to get back in the gym. It's time to fix your sleep. Something that most people don't talk about. You need to fix your sleep. You need to sleep and sleep well. It's time to dial in your nutrition. You're not just eating in the morning what you had last night. You need to eat to win. You need to eat to win. Once you're able to rebuild your body or have your body start the rebuilding process, what's next? It says rewire the mindset. Meaning your thoughts are going to shape your future, so you have to shape your thoughts. You have to master that inner dialogue you have with yourself. And first thing, eliminate all the victim thinking. Get that out the basement. That has to go. You are no longer a victim, because if you are a victim, you will be a victim forever, because a victim can't change their circumstance. You are a victim to your circumstance forever. It's not something outside that's going to change things. It's something inside. If you take accountability, this divorce, my fault. I'm going to be better. I'm going to make myself better. If you take accountability, guess what? You can change it all. It can all be changed because it's up to you. So being able to get rid of the victim thinking and build mental resilience and clarity is key. Very, very, very important. You're not chasing happiness. This is not about making you happy. Because happiness is fleeting. You'll have it 1 second, it's gone the next. What you're doing is you're building legacy. You want to be happy? Build a legacy. Define what you actually stand for. Create a vision bigger than yourself. If you do that, you will find happiness. At the Divorce Comeback Clinic, what we want to do is help you redefine your mission. Redefine what you are doing, your actions you're taking. So at the end of the day, when you're looking back at the last 6 months that you just spent time doing something different than what you've always done, you can say, this was good. I see how I have changed my body, the way I think, and most importantly, my purpose, the mission I'm following. As it says, divorce didn't break you. It made you dangerous. This is your reset. This is your rebuild. This is your rise. The old you is gone. The dangerous you is here. Now the question is, what are you going to do with it?